Welcome back to Chamber Exchange, a TV show. I want to thank the sponsors that make the show happen. That's St. Vincent Hospital and Bank Hometown. Pleased to have with us in our second segment, Joscelyn Young, who is the president of the Blackstone Valley Hub for Workforce Development.
Thanks
Joscelyn,
for having
welcome.
me. Thanks for having me, Tim.
We were joking. I thought maybe at some point you were on before, but you teased me that I didn't invite you.
Not yet.
But
No.
I'll invite you again because you guys do great work, and I want to just maybe set this up a little bit. The Blackstone Valley Hub for Workforce Development was something that was born out of the Blackstone Valley Chamber, which is an partner affiliate of the Worcester Regional Chamber, a large affiliate, staff, but the Jeannie Hebert and the board there recognized there were some gaps in workforce training. The region's a little more maybe spread out and less concentrated than maybe Worcester. And they put together the Blackstone Valley Hub for Workforce Development, which I have said, and others, is really kind of a model that other communities can aspire to. Maybe you can kind of talk about the vision and actually the work that you're doing.
Sure. So Jeannie Hebert is absolutely the founder, the main founder, along with her board, as well as some school affiliated people like Michael Rubin, who's the principal over at Uxbridge still.
Yeah.
And they were in a conversation about this gap. There's so many kids that want to go to the Voc Techs. There's so many changes in our workforce that the public schools need help getting career aligned, as well as additional vocational training for not just kids in K to 12, but also post-secondary and through adulthood upskilling.
I want to make sure we have time to talk about that.
Oh, great. And so they came up with this. I came on board about 2.5 years ago, and we've expanded quite a bit since then. So we have a number of different programs throughout the Blackstone Valley and beyond. We do statewide events. We also work with the Worcester Public Schools on connecting activities, Youth Works, Senior Scoop, which we're going to talk about today. So we continue to expand. We are founded and proud of our Blackstone Valley heritage, but we will go as big as we can.
So let's talk about that K through 12 for a moment. I mean, you got to be under a rock a little bit, or not reading the newspapers or watching TV or listening to news radio that's actually issue oriented, to know that there's a waiting list across the state with more families wanting to get into Chapter 74 vocational technical programs. And over the last 10 plus years, a lot of traditional high schools like in Uxbridge High or even here in Worcester and other communities are petitioning the state to add Chapter 74 programs at the traditional comprehensive high schools. Still waiting lists. So what do you do kind of in that space working with kids who are not at a Voc Tech, but maybe at an Uxbridge High or at a local high school that's interested in kind of some skills and programs that their comprehensive high school doesn't offer?
So we really work as an intermediary between our employer partners and the schools. So it's not just about getting vocational training or technical training. It's about making sure it's aligned with the ever-changing workforce needs. And so it really is dependent on the school. We have the Partnered School Program, which is one of the sponsors for the Senior Scoop, and that's customized per district. So we can work with them about, like Shrewsbury has a vocational training class, I think that is happening right now as we speak, where they're getting introduced to AR welding, the lathes, the CNC, so they can get that hands-on training that maybe the public schools don't have access to the space, the machinery,
and
or
this is
the
dictated
teachers.
by the employers that you're working with.
It's a collaboration because the schools are essentially, they're a public entity, but they run as a business too. They have requirements through DESE. So it's matching what we can do for the school with, if they're saying we want some vocational training, we always go employer co-design with that, because
That's what I was getting to, co-design. So those employers are saying, Joscelyn, if you and your team can get them these basic skills, we're likely to hire them and they can take them to the next level.
Exactly. So we have an example of that Start Manufacturing program, which is a multi-district program that 5 districts are involved in. They do their OSHA 10, their MACWIC certification in one of our classrooms, immediately are on the machines.
So OSHA is the safety.
OSHA is safety.
Safety,
Yep.
basic training, they get their certifications.
Yes.
MACWIC is
A manufacturing
certification with different levels, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it has some basic competencies to it. And then they have hands-on skills, which then they have employer placement with some regional employers as the end of their program with us. And we have I would say, over 80% long-term placements
And the
with that.
OSHA and the MACWIC, those are credentials that are kind of established and recognized by the employers in those kind of manufacturing spaces.
I think the last cohort, every single one of the graduates were offered a full-time job with the employer that they had worked for because of the preparation.
Right. And I've heard, you and Jeannie talk about some of the, young people that have been in these programs that then go right on to work and are doing extremely well, and the companies are thrilled as well.
That's what we hope to do. We really do want to be the bridge between the employers and our schools, so it's a win for everyone involved. And something like the Start Manufacturing, we do a lot of hands-on training in order to make those placements. We also really focus on employability skills because those are different between school expectations and the workforce expectations. So that's something that I think is a key to our success.
And then before we jump kind of maybe post-high school in the programs you run there, the place in the hub where you're located is really incredible. You want to talk about the location and the equipment and the training equipment that you have is really is kind of what they're going to be doing in the workplace, right? You give
Absolutely.
Real tangible hands-on training.
We try to keep it industry standard. So we are over in the Linwood Mills in Whitensville and Northbridge, which is great because there's public access transit so that those without transportation can get to us pretty easily. We were founded by manufacturers, so that is, we have the CNCs, the lathes, the laser cutters, augmented reality welding. We would like to go into live welding within the next 3 to 5 years. But additionally, we have 3D printers. We have universal robots. So we have many robotics courses, which are very popular, and universal robots are what is industry standard for companies like Waters and other places like that. We also have
big company in Milford employs maybe 1,000 people, and a national, international company.
And we're currently, and so we got a skills capital grant from the Executive Office of Education, so we're currently installing a lab. We have electronics equipment that's going modular to be used with the school, and then we're putting in a bio lab for bioprocessing, biomanufacturing. We have a new partnership with MBI, so we can start that training.
Sean Weaver, Mass Biomedical Initiatives.
We're lucky. Our executive director actually is a biomedical engineer by education through UConn, so luckily we have some talent in-house to inform that.
That's great. But then, there's data and statistics out there. The average person, 18 or over, or so, even those that graduate from college, during the course of their lifetime, they're going to work at multiple places. They're going to, could have, and likely will have multiple different jobs during the course of their lifetime, which has been very different than perhaps what my parents or grandparents, went through, where they worked at one place, till you retired. So a big piece of what you do is also kind of retraining, working with adults. You have some special programs over the years with the people who might, who have paid their debt to society and been incarcerated but want to come out and are interested in a fresh start, and that begins with kind of employable skills. You work with a lot of those populations.
Absolutely. So we have re-entry programs. We also have New American programs. Companies can hire us to go to them to upskill their workers, or like Mass MEP is one of our funders for our adult manufacturing classes.
Mass is the Massachusetts Manufacturing Extension Partnership.
Yes,
right?
yes, exactly. So, and actually we're launching one this summer for, it's younger adults, but younger adults with disabilities through ComCore, that is specifically for healthcare and social services pathways. In that way that they have trajectory and growth within those. All our employer partners have training programs kind of baked inside of them, so that there can be movement during the span of a career.
Yeah. So ordinarily, like during the course of the year, how many students and or individuals on the adult side are you working with?
That is a complex question because we sometimes have one-off events with schools, and so the districts we serve, it's about 50,000 students over the course of a year, but we're not doing in-depth work for all of them. But I would say, as far as people that are in our courses that are with us, probably at least 500 now.
Yeah. Getting upskilled and kind of career exploration.
Yes, and placements, because we
placement.
do case management and support them beyond the placement for 30 to 90 days, because that's the highest risk during a new placement time for a job.
And that is a real plus for the employer,
Yes.
the hiring, that they're not alone, that someone's going to continue to work with them to
Exactly.
make sure that it's the right fit.
Exactly.
So if people want to learn, Joscelyn, more about the Blackstone Valley Hub for Workforce Development, how there's an employer out there, if there's someone that says, I want to upskill, or how do I get my child or grandchild or niece or nephew to learn more, where do they contact you?
They go to our website, bvhub.org, and you'll find all the information there. You can email any one of us and we'll get you to the right person. But the website is the best place. You can also look for us on LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram. Good
stuff. Joscelyn Young, President from the Blackstone Valley Hub for Workforce Development, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
And come back for our final segment.
Since 1889, Bank Hometown has stepped up to bat for our neighbors. In the past 5 years, we've donated $1.3 million to local organizations that help enrich lives and bring people together. And we're not stopping there. We're always looking to tackle the challenges of today and fuel the leaders of tomorrow. No matter how life changes over the years, we'll continue to show up for our neighbors, for our communities, and for you. Bank Hometown. Unlock your potential.